Hallo, Kameraden! Welcome back to Wehraboo Review, where the vehicles are old, the tactics are bold, and the commentary is ein bisschen salty. Today we're looking at Tiger tanks, and whether or not they are realistic. We've had the Tiger tanks for a while, and we've been playing them. And, these things are beasts amongst men, I could say. If you've ever seen one in person, they completely dwarf a human. Like literally, you would lie underneath one of these tracks and be crushed to death. You come up to about here. Taller people maybe come up to about here, but they are just huge, and they are solid masses of rolled German Kruppstil. So when you're playing these, they may feel a little light for some reason. They feel a little tin canny, which is odd. They have very thick armor. You have 150 millimeters on the front, whole armor. Turret armor on the front, you have 185 there. And you've got 80 on the sides, which is pretty typical for side armor. 100 on the lower plate there. So overall, they're pretty well armored, and it's got a decent slope too. So you'd think, these tanks would be pretty boss. Let's see. And we have the P model. Have the H and the P here. And they're a little different. A little different turret on there. Little less armor on the P model. As far as speed, 42 kilometers an hour on both of these. You got the 88 millimeter KWK 43 cannon, just an absolute terror for any Soviet or Allied tank. I mean, look at this round. The velocity on this gun was just insane. It pretty much destroy anything that was up against, even with the impact on the front armor. So yeah, we want to test these today and see what it's like. Here we'll give you exact real gameplay, real thoughts, and maybe a few explodierte Fahrzeuge along the way. So get your crew ready, load up the ammo, and let's fahren los! See, we'll start out with the H model here. I think we'll take the high ground today. Alright, let's give it a whirl, everyone. I mean, the King Tiger, this is just a monster tank. I mean, it was actually fielded towards the end of the war. It wasn't produced in massive quantities. There were quite a few thrown into the field towards the end of the war. And, I haven't read any accounts of any of these actually being destroyed by anything but planes. Maybe artillery, but, as far as one-on-one tank versus tank, I haven't read any accounts of Sherman or any KVs or any of these other tanks actually destroying one of these in a battle. I think there was a couple accounts of one being disabled on the track or something similar. That's about it. So let's see how it does. And I got some nice camo on here, got good armor. And it's great for sniping. We got some guys coming up the side here. Try not to knock down the trees. It's likely, Usually when you, yeah, get hit by artillery. M56 up there camping, huh? Where was he? Top of the turret. Oh, it shows the side, but it looks like it hit the top. So one thing I've noticed with playing these Tiger 2s, Königstiger, is that usually you're up against post-war tanks, you know, with their balancing system. War Thunder devs like to put, you know, German tanks from 1943 or 1944 up against post-war tanks. Seems to be the norm. I mean, imagine if, you know, you were on the German side and you had a Tiger 2 and you were just up against Shermans. I don't think you would get killed. Or, you know, T-34s. They're just going to bounce every time they hit you. That plane. Oh. We got a couple of hits anyways. There we go. There's a kill. T-25. That's a nice hit. It was angled just right. I mean, this gun, you'll pretty much destroy almost anything except for that, right? What was that? Hit his turret armor. It's like, let's see what we can see here, huh? Attention to the map. We can camp here a minute. Maybe they'll show themselves. I'm gonna stay in one spot too long. Yeah, looks like he got him. Rolling forward. See if we can get a capture here, huh? I mean, you can feel the momentum of this tank is very slow. I mean, you're not getting anywhere very fast. That went right through his turret. Oh, that's a bug. That was a bug. I mean, you can clearly see I hit the back of his turret, but it just passed right through. Let's see, who do we have coming up on me here? Stay here too long, we get discovered. Artie! It's a good sniping spot, really. Let's get a little closer here so we can see. Usually you can catch a few coming up here. Like that guy, Mr. M26. Good night. So we got someone coming up from the rear here, maybe. Where's he at, bro? Where's he at, bro? Bro. Oh, where was that? Oh, yeah, right there, huh? Took out my gun. Yeah, you're not going to survive side hits very well in this, though, especially on the turret. And looks like I got to repair my gun. See if we can manage that before I get killed here. Somebody come up on me. Change my crew here. 20-second repair. Oh, okay. Let's see, he's down. Go back up. 12 seconds. Here, coming forward here. Manage it. I don't see him though. Right over there, somewhere in that tree. We'll wait him out. What's his advantage? He's got the high ground. Maybe I'll get some backup come in here. Yeah, I mean, survivability's pretty good in these. You got a few crew members. You know, if you've researched most of the improvements on it, then you do pretty well. The speed and everything. It's the AP rounds. He's showing himself here.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Oh, look at that. There he is. One of them at least. I don't think I'm getting any backup here. A little truck come in, but that was it. Is the entire team dead or what? Oh, here we go. See him coming in there. See if we can spot him here with binoculars. There we go. 55176. So I mean, this tank isn't fast, and it reverses even slower. I think I see him up there. Yep, there he was. Saw him. Looks like he hurt my track. No. Aha, that was something else. Oh, and I miss. What am I shooting at? A rock? Oh, and there's the bomb. Yep, it's over. It's always over with a 4,000-pound bomb. But they knew right where I was, so it was a given that, you know, eventually they would get a bomb on me. Let's try some AA on that guy. There he is. This Ostwind 2 is pretty good. I mean, it will devastate any plane that comes its way. And they're rather foolish to go head on, I think. I could hit him today. Yeah, this one's pretty good. I mean, obviously you're not going to take out any heavily armored tanks with it, with the 37. But it's generally good for shooting down planes. T-26. Moving in for the capture. Alright, let's test this AR-234 B2 Arado. It's your standard model with 2 engines. And the stock model I can't say much about. Once you get the upgrades though, then it actually performs like it should. But we have a 1,000 kilo bomb here, so we'll drop that on target C as a revenge drop, as I call them. Which I don't think he'll avoid. Well, we'll see. Yeah, there he goes. Say hello to my little friend, my little 1,000 kilo bomb there. My little big friend. Looks like somebody's bringing in a nuke. Somebody got the nuke. And, you know, I find that odd. I'm playing Tiger 2 tanks, and we're in, you know, post-war nuke era here. See if we can crash into this bomber here, the nuke bomber. I don't know how many guns on this, but we'll see if we can crash into him. Oh, barely. Where is he? Is that him? I thought it was like a B-29 that delivers the nuke. Yeah. Oh well. Well, we got a few kills there. I'd say overall the Tiger 2 performs well. A lot better than it used to. I mean, when it first came out, many years ago, it was so nerfed. Oh my god, it was like a tin can. If you got hit by anything, it would just, you would get pinned and it would explode regardless. So it's a little better now. I think that since they've updated worked out some of the bugs and updated some of the ballistics and stuff like that. I think it's a little better now, but I think it has some work to do in order to be more realistic. I would say a little bit with the power, the speed. I hardly ever, you know, get up to 42 kilometers per hour. That's very rare. So, yeah, I would say it's worth grinding. It's worth unlocking on the tech tree. And it's really fun to play. And you have pretty good survivability. The only thing I would say that you need with this is more historical matchups. You know, going up against the same tanks the Tiger 2 went up against would be an interesting scenario. Just in the realistic battles at least, and fix these BRs. Because BR 6.7, I mean, if we go in here, let's see what's on 6.7, right? So here we have the Tiger 2. So here we have a light tank, you know, the M41. I mean, that's nothing, obviously, but we have the Jagdtiger and the Ferdinand in the same tier. But then if we go to Russia, what do we have in 6.7? We have the IS-2. IS-2. Limited numbers. T-44. we have. Again, these limited numbers, but usually you're up against higher tier, post-war era. For instance, I've come up against T-54s with the Tiger II. Now, how is that even possible? T-55 sometimes. I mean, it's rare, but it happens. But hardly ever is it, these same level tier level as the Tiger II. If we look at the U.S. side, I mean, it's gotten a little better. The T-26 obviously, but they set these tier levels, these battle rank levels. They match up, a post-war tank to something that was earlier in the war, like 1944, 1943, especially the Tiger. If we look at the Tiger 1, this tank was out in the field in 1942. The Battle of Stalingrad, this tank was out there already. The Tiger H1, 5.7, okay? And that's a whole nother subject. 5.7, so you're going up against the IS-1. This tank was late war, an IS. Even the KV-85, I mean, these are late war tanks. T-34-85, versus the Tiger 1. I mean, Tiger 1, we're talking 1941, 1942 was in the field. At most, you would be going up against a KV-1 and T-34s, historically. So, yeah, that's my take on that. I think we could do a little more to match this up historical. If we're trying to be historical in all these other ways, why not have at least a mode, a historical mode, which is like realistic, where you can do historical matchup all the time, just as much as you would just in the realistic battles. It's realistic, but it's historical as well. You're only going to be matched up against the same tanks that were in the field at the time, or the same airplanes that were in the field at the time. That would be an interesting thing. That would be really fun. Even if I was playing the Soviets, I think that would be challenging. It'd be fun, or the U.S. Any side, I think it would be enjoyable. And you know what? It would just make us better, because the struggle is what makes us better. Not Care Bear and hand holding and balancing everything in games. It's just stupid. So yeah, let's try something new. It's growing a little stagnant here in War Thunder. Let's try something new, devs. Anyways, that's all I had today, so thanks for joining Wehraboo Review. Until next time.